Hello everyone and welcome back to my The General Hospital 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the sanitarium, Willow leaves a communication for Drew saying she's leaving work and heading over. Nina appears and says she hates to ambush her, but she wants Willow to review moving in with Drew. She feels if she moves in with Drew this snappily, she isn't giving Michael a reason to compromise on guardianship. Willow admits she's been allowing the same thing before, but also Carly was brought into the ER. Nina is stupefied to learn about Carly, but says this is another reason to defer the move. The kiddies could have lost their grandmother, and it would look bad for her to move herself and the kiddies in with Drew so snappily after what happened. Willow says she can't live with her ever, so Nina offers to buy her a home. Nina knows Willow values her independence, but she could use her own place. Willow worries Drew will be dissatisfied. Nina says he'll understand, and by establishing an endless home of her own, it'll profit her when it comes to guardianship. Willow says she needs to suppose about this, and it's been a long day. Nina is happy she's indeed considering it. In her room, Carly wakes up and asks Jack what happened. Isaiah enters, and Jack tells Carly he has to leave. He's going to make sure this no way happens again, and he'll be back soon. Isaiah asks Carly what the last thing she remembers is. She recalls drinking champagne with Jack and feeling terrible. That's it. In the hall, Jack sees a missed call and communication from Sunny. He talks to Anna and says Carly is awake and she'll be fine. Jack assumes Anna called Sunny about his partner, but Anna didn't. Jack wonders why Sunny is calling him. Tracy shows up at Drew's house to inform him that his attorney, Martin Gray, is on his way to California with a civil marshal. Drew asks what she did, and Tracy says Martin did it himself by breaking some pesky little laws. She says that given his circumstances have changed, perhaps he'll consider redefining his plans for her family's vault. Drew says there are more attorneys out there, Bones, that would love to tear her piecemeal. Tracy says he could get a new counsel, but he's not the brightest bulb in the shed. However, she'll win every time if he tries to match head with her. However, also she'll take down everything he has if he persists in moving her family's vault. Drew tells Tracy that the law is on his side and those bodies in the vault won't watch if they're moved. Just also, Willow walks in the door. Drew tells Willow that Tracy is just leaving. Before she goes, Tracy asks Willow if the kiddies miss their home and family. Willow says they miss the gatehouse and the nags. Tracy asks why she's going to move them in with this horrible man who wants to dig up their great-grandparents. Willow reminds Tracy she knows her history and that her family has turned their tails on her at times. Willow says Tracy is so dazed by her wrathfulness and abomination that she can't see how great Drew is. Willow tells Tracy if she had ate Drew into the family, he'd have been the most pious quartermain of all. She has nothing to condemn but herself. Tracy warns Willow to flash back those words, as she'll be saying them to herself in a glass soon enough. At the Port Charles Grill, Ava's accountant tells her despite Nina's loan, she's still broke. He says she slightly paid the mortgage on her 2 galleries, and she owes a lot in levies. He advises her to strain her bag strings, stock up on ramen, and no further shopping sprees. He demands she hand her credit cards over, which she reluctantly does, and tells her that she needs to stick to a budget and is close to maxing out her cards. She says she needs to pay for the martini she ordered and has to meet someone for regale, so can she at least keep 1 card? He lets her have 1 card with a bit of twitch room, but says she needs to know her limit and stay under it. The accountant leaves, and rather than order an alternate martini, Ava asks her server what he has on valve. Nina calls, hoping to have a drink. Ava explains she was staying for Rick, but he didn't show up, so she was going to head home. Nina tells her to stay put and she'll be right there. Nina arrives, sees the beer, and thinks Rick must have shown up. Ava says he hasn't, and she was trying commodity new. Nina sniffs the drink and gasps, domestic? She tells Nina they aren't doing this and orders French wine. Nina also fills Ava in on the progress she's made with Willow. Alexis arrives at the station as Cody called her. He explains he was told to reach out to her by Tracy if he ever got into trouble with the law. She asks what kind of trouble is he in. Molly appears and says he's been arrested for grand theft bus. Cody insists that's not what happened, but Molly says to save it as she's executing his case. Alexis says she's defending Cody, so Molly needs to recuse herself. Molly can't, as there's no bone to reassign his case to, so he'll have to spend 2 days in jail. Cody says he's not doing that. Just also, Rick appears and suggests Alexis recuse herself. Rick explains he just happened to be then, saw Alexis badgering Molly, and decided to offer his help. Alexis and Rick go at one another, not giving Cody a chance to chime in. Molly tells them enough and that Cody has been trying to say commodity. Cody says he was arrested for stealing his own auto, which is all paid up, and this is a huge mistake. Molly checks Cody's claims and finds out the officer who pulled Cody over for failing to use his turn signal mixed up his license plate. Cody says great, and he's happy to pay the ticket and go. Alexis says they could fight the ticket, and Rick jumps in to offer his services. Cody tells Rick they should take a walk and talk, while Molly pulls her mama into the interrogation room. Cody warns Rick to suppose about his endless fighting with his partner and what it's doing to Molly. Rick asks why this is his business. Cody explains he likes Molly, and she can use a break right now later each she's been through. He says Molly shouldn't have to play adjudicator between her parents, so at least try to be civil with Alexis. Meanwhile, Molly tells her mama she needs to stop letting her pater get to her. Alexis says she's right, and she'll try. Dante drops by Sonny's place to talk. He tells his pater that Lulu wants Rocco to live with her, but he isn't sure it's a good idea right now. Sonny says he and Lulu need to figure out a way to compromise, as court battles over guardianship can get nasty. Dante hopes she'll meet him half. Sonny gets a call from Brennan, so he defenses himself to take it. Sonny warns him that Valentin is in Port Charles, and if he gets to the pier, he may beat him to the boat arriving to pick him up. Brennan says he owes him, and High's ex-wife is a case at GH. Laura catches Valentin trying to break into her place, and she refuses to let him take Charlotte. He only wants to see her, but Laura tells Valentin that he needs to leave Charlotte alone and let her move on. Laura also suggests he turn himself in so that the little girl won't always wonder if he's still alive. They head into her place, and Valentin says if he turns himself in, he won't be alive long. Laura promises she'll use all her coffers to help him. She's lived life on the run for times with Luke and Lucky, and it's no way to live. Valentin can't stay because if he does, he'll only hurt Charlotte further than he formerly has. Laura reveals Charlotte is Aunt then, and she's with Rocco. She again offers to cover him. He says she'll need to know who and what she's up against. Suddenly, Lulu appears and is stupefied to see Valentin. Lulu won't let Valentin take Charlotte, but he says that's not why he's then. Laura gives them a moment alone, and Valentin says her mama thinks he should turn himself in, but his only choice is to run. He says he has to go, but before he does, she thanks him for transferring Charlotte home. Valentin asks her to tell Charlotte that he'll always love her, and he'll always be with her. He also takes off. Jason arrives at the sanitarium and learns what happened to Carly from Anna. He also heads in to see Carly, and Isaiah explains she was poisoned with polonium. Jason asks why someone would want to kill Carly. Anna walks by and reveals Brennan was the target. Anna asks Carly what happened. Carly details the events of what happened with the champagne, and that the drink hit her, she felt terrible, and happened so presto. Also she woke up then. Anna thanks her and heads out. Carly knows the look on his face and tells Jason that she doesn't want to fight with him about Jack. Jason doesn't want to fight moreover and is just glad she's alive. Sonny and Dante arrive, and Anna tells Sonny that Carly is okay. Anna informs them that Brennan was the target. Jack ordered champagne, which was poisoned, and she suspects Valentin is responsible. Dante says if Valentin is back, he needs to make sure Rocco and Charlotte are safe, and the operative takes off. Sonny tells Anna not to worry about Valentin, as he met the new proprietor of his old place tonight and is on his way out of city. Still, he doubts he'll get far. Anna realizes Sunny sloped Brennan out, who'll probably kill Valentin. She can't believe what Sunny's done and she rushes off. Sunny heads in to see Carly and is glad she's okay, but he needs to talk to Jason. They step out, and Sunny tells Jason that Valentin poisoned Carly, and Jack is on his way to block Valentin. Anna is also headed to save Valentin, and he wants Jason to make sure Brennan finishes the job. Sunny gets back to Carly, who jokes with her partner that he wouldn't get relief of her this fluently. At the station, Dante puts an APB out on Valentin. He gets a call from Lulu who tells him that Valentin was just at her mama's, and she thinks he's in trouble. Dante says he knows, and they're handling it. Alexis and Molly hear Dante say Valentin's name. Alexis questions him, and Dante tells her what he knows. Back at Laura's, she is shocked Valentin left, but she wishes he'd stayed for Charlotte's sake. Lulu says Valentin wanted her to thank her for the advice, but after all he's done, he may have been right to run. Laura says she'll mourn the man Valentin could have been, and Lulu agrees. In her auto, Anna calls Jack, leaves a communication and tells him not to go after Valentin.